Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be checking out BTS HARDSHIPS 2013 to 2021 by XCELESTE. I got quite a few recommendations for this in the comments of my guide videos because I just covered a BTS guide by Taylor and that was a lot of fun. And I just want to take a second to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, genuinely, for the positive response on those videos. A lot of people said that I seem genuine and that I actually care about BTS, and I really do, because I've been wanting to get into them for a long time. And I've always figured that there obviously has to be a reason why so many people love them and why they're as big as they are. And I mean, obviously I'm doing it on YouTube, so there's some form of I am doing this on camera, but I would be doing this off camera. So I'm just, I'm just here to do it with you guys, and it's been awesome to read everyone's comments and just talk about everything. And this kind of fan culture and fan community is one of my favorite things on the planet. I love being a part of communities, and you guys really showed up on the last one. Made me feel very welcome and very motivated to keep going. I've checked out a bunch of BTS's music videos. I have a playlist up in the cards. I just checked out Spring Day and the explanation, all of that. Alright, and that's enough talking for me. We are gonna get straight into it.
This video was not made in order to relive the sadness or to hold grudges against others. This video was made to remind us that BTS didn't rise to success without facing hurdles, and these events have created a stronger bond between BTS and ARMY. June 13,
Definitely heard a lot about that.
BTS were only able to debut because the scheduled performers cancelled. BTS was a filler. Even after debuting,
their debut was a filler? They did, oh my god.
Cancelled. BTS was a filler. Even after debuting, they couldn't get much airtime. Their performances were either shortened, cut from broadcasts, or not uploaded for online consumption due to their company's lack of clout at that time.
Oh my god.
네, 우리가 막 방송을 마음대로 못 깔 때예요. 그치. 방송을 막 사람 다 차 있으면 우리 못 나오고 그럴 때도 있었어.
저때 한밤에 이게 나가게 된 게 되게 약간 우리가 막 그랬었어. 그때 그랬어요.
되게 중요한 거고.
신기한 거고 되게 약간 원래 그렇게 따로 인터뷰 잘 안 해주시는데 막 그때 그런 기억이 나요.
저희를 구원해 주신 거죠?
From sleeping in one bedroom to using their own
I saw that in the guide that they were all in one bedroom, but I just that is absolutely insane. I mean, I'm sure I'll get way more of it as we go on throughout this video, but it's just insane that they came from that background and got to the level that they are now, or even just were able to debut and get traction in the first place.
Own staff as extras. To recording an album in a garage. These were just a few things BTS experienced early on in their careers due to their company's limited budget.
지도예고는 선생님이 막 말 걸어주신 거 이렇게 오잖아요. 옷에 쓰여 있는 거 무슨 뭐냐고. 돈 없어가지고 16,000원짜리 후드티에 프린팅 해가지고 뭔지 몰라가지고 말을 못해야겠어요. 아무튼.
Because some of the members came from an underground rap background, but ultimately chose the path of becoming idols, they were often disrespected.
I heard about that in the guide.
언더에서 활동을 했다고 이제 그런 사람들이 많아요. 아이돌로 올라가서 나는 언더그라운드 활동을 했던 사람이다 하고 언플이라고 흔히 하잖아요. 그러면은 이제 언더 매니아, 힙합 매니아라고 하는 사람들은 그런 거를 당연히 안 좋게 보죠.
아, 지네 음악도 안 하고 그냥 회사에서 시키는데도 노래 받아서 춤이나 추는 것들이 무슨 가수냐, 니네가 무슨 아티스트냐, 저런 애를 더 이상 나오면 안 된다.
A rapper told RM and Suga that they were on the right path, but strayed away and were no longer considered real rap hip-hop artists, deeming them girls for wearing makeup.
방탄소년단에 대해서 사실 팀원을 말하고 아이돌을 보입니다. 네, 맞습니다. 힙합이 아니다. 방탄소년단이 무대에 올라갔을 때 이제 분장을 한다는 거, 또 메이크업을 하는 거 이제 어떤 힙합과 충돌되는 부분이 있을 것 같은데.
분장 그런 게 아니라 여자.
What? Shut the front door.
Shut the front door. I kind of spoke about this a little on my last video, but it's just insane to me how much people make fun of men for wearing makeup when men wore makeup all throughout history, just as much as women did, like for the same reasons. And especially in film, like as soon as like people started being in front of cameras, everyone was wearing makeup because the camera really emphasizes your flaws, so you really have to smooth everything out, and most people want to look their best. And from the beginning of people being filmed, everyone's wearing makeup. Every man on TV, movies, everywhere is wearing makeup. So it's ridiculous that idols get so much criticism just because their makeup includes a little bit of like visible eyeshadow. And somehow like that's something that they should be ridiculed for and called girls for. And as much as it's like ridiculous, the things that they were made fun of, it's also very sad that like the scene that they used to be a part of, like now like rejected them, like RM and Suga, that they just like said like, yeah, but you're not one of us anymore, like you're not a real artist anymore. Even though they were still making their own music, they were just idols, but I guess that's not how it was seen.
BTS were being told by several people they would never make it because they came from a small agency. Big Hit Entertainment was at one point near bankruptcy and didn't have the financial power to promote and push BTS the way other companies could with their own groups. In 2014, Suga shared his story about battling depression since pre-debut days. Suga continues to discuss and bring awareness to mental health through his work. Until now, BTS has continuously been transparent about their darkest thoughts and feelings. Not just through their music, but also their very public personas. February 2014. BTS were accused of copying the schoolboy concept for Boy in Love, which came out shortly after another group released their music video, even though the concept is a popular choice amongst young boy bands. April 2014.
Isn't that like super common concept?
During a variety show, the host confronted them about this plagiarism accusation.
수와 겹친 교복 패션 왜 하필 X일까? 원망했나요?
사실 저희가 말씀드릴 수
예, 얘기 천천히
저희가 이번 사랑 이야기 학교 3부작의 마지막이었어요.
예.
그래가지고 언제 한번 교복을 입겠다라고 생각을 했는데 그게 되게 미묘하게 시기가 겹쳐가지고.
Throughout their careers, they've been constantly criticized for plagiarism, often for outfits, props, concepts, and hair colors that are ordinary not just in K-pop, but the expansive world of visual arts. November 2014. Hashtag #KickOutJHope BTS trended on Twitter, calling J-Hope ugly and untalented. The trend became popular in...
Oh my god. I'm sorry, like, I am gonna be pausing a little bit and talking throughout this. I did this with the guide, so I hope it's okay. Like, first of all, I just want to say, like, on the plagiarism thing, like, I've seen a really, like, concerning trend lately, and obviously, like, in the last, like, 10 years of, like, people going absolutely insane, like, saying, like, anything that's like slightly similar is plagiarism, or like even like in songs, like melodies and words and lyrics and stuff. I am trusting this guide that like none of those plagiarism scandals were true with BTS. From what I saw, like none of it had any real grounds like to stand on. The world of K-pop is so funny sometimes, like accusing people of copying a hair color from your hashtag #KickOutJHope. Are these actual fans saying this? I can't imagine that's actual fans that are saying this. You're not a real fan of a group if you like hate one member enough to want to kick them out. Like especially when they're such a tight-knit group and they all are so close, like you can't, that's not how a real fan acts.
Calling J-Hope ugly and untalented. The trend became popular enough that their friend and supervisor from their reality show American Hustle Life, Tony Jones, tweeted out saying, "Every member is needed and talented."
Yeah.
Jin stepped in by telling ARMYs to cheer up and that all of them were working hard. ARMYs got together and trended hashtag J-Hope you're perfect to comfort him.
That's good.
May 2015. BTS finally won their first music show with their song I Need You 2 years after their debut, but were accused of 사재기. This is when companies buy back albums to boost external sales records. But this was when their company was barely surviving financially. making
Yeah, I
the
don't think they
claims
could afford to do that. They can't afford to even barely even promote them in the first place.
May 2015. V was accused of mocking another idol group after they won a music show and were accepting the trophy. People began to send him death threats. However, he wasn't mocking them at all. V was known to be a fan of this group and was singing their song out of excitement. He apologized on Twitter for the misunderstanding and provided screenshots showing that he would always listen to this song before bed. July 2015, BTS abruptly halted their concert, The Red Bullet, in New York due to death threats towards RM. All related fan activities were also subsequently cancelled. Attendees of the show were forced to leave the venue, where there was a strong presence of security and police at the scene.
Sorry. We love you.
RM also received another death threat for another upcoming show in Mexico later that month. July 2016,
That's insane. I've seen that's happened to a few. It's kind of ridiculous how much that happens, but it's insane that it was so bad that they actually had to stop all of their activities.
People began to debate over alleged misogynistic lyrics and tweets from BTS. This led to the members and the company reflecting back on their actions. BTS's agency, Big Hit Entertainment, responded with an apology and a promise to do better. Consequently,
what were the lyrics? That seemed like an actual apology. Was it actually bad? I wish that they would, she would have put the lyrics in here. So I like to kind of decide
the band
myself.
grew from this lesson and have since released feminist overtures such as 21st Century Girl, and in 2019 responded to their 2014 single Boy in Love with Boy with Love, a collaboration with Halsey.
I love that
RM
song.
has
I love that
said-
song so much. I've seen people requesting that I do a reaction to it, and I've already seen the music video a million times because I'm a big Halsey fan. So I can't really do a reaction to it, and I listen to the song every single day. But I may think about doing a commentary further on down the road, and I did also a lot of my older BTS videos that I did, I kind of edited differently. I cut a lot of parts out because it wasn't anything to do with BTS or the videos that I was reacting to. It was because I was not comfortable with my camera presence enough to leave all of that in because I was so nervous, and I still am, but I understand that you want to see all of that, and I get that, but I can't go back and remake those videos. If you do go back and watch some of my older videos, they are cut. I can't do anything about it.
That since the incident, he pays closer attention to the lyrics he writes, reading newspapers and books to study the social phenomena. After he finishes writing lyrics, he consults experts of women's studies to objectively examine.
Okay. Well, good for him, because it really does seem like they may have been in the wrong in the past. From what I see here, again, I wish they would have put the lyrics in question in the video. I don't think that anyone should be like you do something wrong and you're out forever, or you don't have a chance to make things right, because everyone grows, everyone said things that they regret, and it really seems like they have grown from it, especially RM here, saying that he now puts a lot more thought into what he puts out into the world.
The lyrics. May 2016. During their epilogue concert, aunties began to use the hashtag #PlagiarismBoyScouts. Multiple fandoms teamed up to trend this hashtag in Korea. BTS saw this, and the media latched on. June 2016. During the variety show Flower Crew, Jungkook arrived at the filming location with a bag of hamburgers for his cast members, hoping to break the ice. One of the cast members made rude comments and turned Jungkook's offer away.
거짓말하고 느낌이 딱 먹다 남긴 느낌인데.
아니 새 거예요. 진짜 새 거예요. 야.
BTS has since filmed another variety show with the same host, and spirits seem high.
Oh, that's
September
good.
2016. Aunties made yet another project called
Oh my god. This is something that I really truly do not understand. Like I said, like I don't compare, I don't do anything, even if I haven't, like, even though I have like technically my alt group, like I don't play favorites and I don't feel a sense of competition. I can't imagine like genuinely hating a group just because they're, you know, as successful or more successful than like your favorite group. Like that just does not, it doesn't compute for me like at all. Like this is absolutely disgusting that people like dedicate this much effort to trying to bring other people down and ruin things for other people.
Break Wings project to try to sabotage their comeback in October. The project was caught and stopped once comments on YouTube broadcasting the project were put on blast. Wings then went on to sell 16,000 units in its first
Good.
week, appearing at number 26 on the US
I really
Billboard
want to do a
200
reaction to this
chart,
album.
setting the then highest record for a K-pop album and making BTS the first and only K-pop act at that time to log 3 entries on the Billboard 200.
Yeah,
Because of this, antis took strategic pictures of non-armies and claimed that there was no line in stores that sold physical albums. October 2016. During the Busan One Asia Festival, fans were told a couple hours before the broadcast that BTS were no longer appearing because one member was absent from an injury. Even though a countless number of fans were already present at the event venue and BTS was ready and willing to perform. BTS ended up performing for the fans who attended the event and waited all day, but it was at the end of the event with leftover confetti, no proper lighting, and no cameras rolling. Their performance was not broadcasted and only fan cams were taken.
Why would the festival do that? That's just such a dumb thing to do. Like when they're there and willing to perform and you say like, no, you're not performing. Oh, like if you really want to, I guess you can go on at the end after everyone else has with like dirty confetti on the ground. But good for them for pushing through.
During BTS's Blood, Sweat and Tears promotion in South Korea, BTS wasn't given a waiting room at the broadcast center. So the members made do and practiced, got dressed, and did makeup in front of the bathrooms. They would practice non-stop.
In 2016? Oh my god. Is this still because like they were from a small company? Because that is absolutely insane. And I love Blood, Sweat and Tears. I love that song so much.
And did makeup in front of the bathrooms. They would practice non-stop without resting, greeting other staffers who were going to the bathroom, and other idol groups would openly look down on them. This comment was left under a video uploaded by Wei, a member from Crayon Pop. Wei responded, "Yes, that's right. All I remember is their hard work and efforts. I especially haven't forgotten RM's voice practicing Japanese." November 2016, Lee made a heartfelt announcement during their muster that his beloved grandmother had passed away. Auntie saw this as an opportunity to twist his narrative and intentions, sending him death threats and accusing him of using her passing as a ploy for attention. November 2000.
Regardless of what you think, like, someone's motivation is for sharing that kind of thing, like, how can you justify, like, sitting there and making fun of them for losing a family member? Man, the internet is such a toxic place. Like, I've experienced, like, a little bit of it, like, not too much. And, like, believe me, like, the positive response on my latest videos has, like, far outweighed that. And I can't imagine, like, that kind of fame and like that many eyes on you and that many people who are actively like praying for your downfall that is terrifying. I don't know how you can deal with that like mentally. Like I don't know how they've pulled through and like let it affect them, because they still seem very genuine and very like enthusiastic to, you know, keep going even though they've been through everything, all of this. And I'm, you know, a third of the way through the video, so I can't imagine.
2016, Big Hit released a formal statement about taking legal actions regarding malicious rumors, false statements, and personal attacks against BTS. The company continues to pursue legal actions against
I've seen a couple
perpetrators
companies
to
do
this
this.
day, enforcing a strict no settlement and leniency policy. November 2016. Fans of another group were upset that BTS won Album of the Year at the Melon Music Awards, claiming it was done out of charity and that
Charity?
miscalculations were made. They called Melon customer care, where an employee explained that the company's internal data proved that BTS scored higher. Audio of the conversation was released.
그거 이제 그 상에 해당하는 앨범들을 해가지고 계산한 게 있는데 그러면은 저희가 보는 거랑 뭐 멜론 내부에서 보는 거랑 그러면은 데이터가 아예 다르다는 소린가요?
아니요, 똑같으시고요. 고객께서 보셨던 거는 차트랑
네.
그리고 스트리밍 그 실시간 그 앨범 자체가 나오고 나서 순간 차트에 대한 그런 데이터를 아십니까?
그건 아닌 것
아마
같아요.
고객께서 보신 전체 데이터 수치는 아마 보시기 어려우실 거예요. 그 데이터는 로에르만 갖고 있고요. 고객께서 봤던 정리를 어떤 식으로 진행하셔가지고 어떤 식으로 보신지 모르겠는데
This poor call center agent having to deal with this.
차트 반영에 관한 내용들이고요.
네.
그 부분이 아니라 1년 동안 고객님들께서 스트리밍 돌리시고 앨범을 산 그 이용권 말고 많은 대중들이 전체적으로 그 됐잖아요.
네.
그거에 대한 결과 전체 음원 합산 전수예요. 내부적으로 고객께서 지금 생각하신 게 혹시 내부적 이게 비리가 있는 건 아니냐라고 생각이 들 수 있는데요.
네.
뭐 제가 말씀드릴 수 있는 부분은 비리 전혀 없으시고요. 방탄이 1년 동안 보다 스트리밍 수가 많이 받아서 상을 받았다라고 생각하시면 되십니다.
February
Again,
2000.
like calling a like streaming company and saying like, no, like this group should have won, like your data's not right. Where does like how do you like truly like hate a group enough to do that? I don't understand how people do things like that in the name of their favorite group, because odds are your favorite group probably does not, it's not approve of you doing that. Like I said, I'm sure that there are some groups that were not the nicest to BTS. You know, like as far as like now and like in the general K-pop community, especially now, so many people are like fans of each other and openly support each other, and there does not need to be all of this stupid competition.
BTS were accused of plagiarism after their performance at the Gaon Chart Music Awards. The part in question was when the no-signal bars on screen resembled another group's past stage. To make matters worse, the creative director of the group in question created a post on Instagram with the captions, our hard work. Siblings
it's 2 words.
of the group liked that post. Gaon Charts eventually posted an official statement in regards to the accusation, admitting that their own production team was in charge of the graphics, not Big Hit. BTS has not attended or performed at Gaon Chart Music Awards since, only pre-taping acceptance speeches. March 2017. Death threats were made against BTS, with their target being Jimin this time. This threat happened during their world tour, and Big Hit addressed this threat, increasing security around the venues. December 2017. Fans of a different group were so outraged by the results at the 2017 Mnet Asian Music Awards that they filed a petition under the Blue House, the executive office and official residence of the South Korean head of state. They requested MAMA to be abolished because BTS won, crashing the Blue House petition website, which was meant for the South Korean citizens only, with traffic from overseas. May 2018, Jimin once again received death threats, this time during their Love Yourself tour in Fort Worth. Police tweeted soon afterwards that they were investigating the threat. November 2018. On November 7, a South Korean court ordered a Japanese company to compensate them for wartime labor during Japan's colonial rule of the Korean peninsula. The next day, Japan's TV's Asahi's music station announced that they have cancelled BTS's appearance on their show, slated for November 9th, due to a recently resurfaced screenshot of a member wearing a t-shirt depicting a photo of an atomic bomb and of Koreans celebrating their independence from Japan. The band subsequently became attacked by the extreme conservatives in Japan, and the news was picked up by the Western media.
바로 저 사건은 방탄소년단이 입었던 티셔츠가 직접적인 문제가 됐다기보단 그건 빌미였고 사실은 강제징용 배상 판결에 대한 이 보이콧을 하고 싶어하던 일본의 어떤 그 멘탈리티가 그대로 표현된 거다라고 생각을 할 수 있는데 그래서 그 5개 대륙에 그러니까 전 세계에 걸쳐서 살고 있는 특히 이제 한국 번역을 하는 한국 아미들이 주축이 돼서요 20몇 명의 아미가 온라인으로 모여서 이 사건이 도대체 어떤 정치적 배경에서 나왔는가 어떤 역사적 배경에서 출현한 건가 그리고 지금 그 전 세계에서 쏟아내고 있는 기사들이 어디가 어떻게 잘못된 건가 팩트 체크를 다 하면서 이 2차 세계대전에 대한 어떤 자료들을 다 모아서 백서, 화이트 페이퍼 프로젝트를 발간합니다.
영문으로 해서 저렇게 하는 거예요?
예, 영문과 한국어 동시에 이제 다 볼 수 있는데 분량이 166쪽 정도 돼요. 그러니까 거의
April 2019.
That is a huge
During BTS's
effort
global press
to
conference for Map of the Soul Persona, a reporter bluntly asked BTS about past plagiarism allegations.
사실 제가 그 윙스하고 피땀 눈물 언급했던 거는 그때 이제 뭐 문제가 됐던 내용 그 뭐 표절인가 그 프랑스 작가분께서 언급하셨던 그 부분을 언급해서 여쭤본 거였고요. 그거에 대해서 그냥 뭐 질문이 좀 불편할 수는 있겠지만 답변을 좀 듣고 싶은
Really
부분
digging this up
때문에
again.
질문을 드렸습니다.
네, 그 건에 대해서는 저희 회사에서 이제 저희 회사 법무팀에서 작가님이랑 이야기를 하고 있고요. 저희 의견, 저희 생각도 회사랑 동일하다고 생각을 하고 있습니다. 네, 그 건에 대해서는 회사에서 지금 처리를 하고 있기 때문에 뭐 결과가 나오면 알겠죠. 네, 감사합니다.
Netizens later uncovered an article written by a reporter of the same name on
They're very
another...
it's really admirable how calm they are when people are like, you know, blatantly disrespecting them. And I believe that like the 2 instances they were just talking about were not like valid plagiarism claims. I could be wrong about that. And again, like I think that you can acknowledge that a group has, you know, made some mistakes in the past, and still support them moving forward and improving. But I don't think that those were actual like instances of plagiarism. Because sometimes that can happen accidentally, but from what I've seen here, it wasn't, and I trust that this is showing me the whole story.
Other entertainment company's news website. April 2019. SBS Inkigayo excluded BTS's Boy With Love out of its charts for the song's first eligible week.
Why?
Questions about the criteria used by the music show were raised, while SBS continued to claim the calculation period did not fit with BTS's album release time. To this, Dispatch compared BTS to another group who also released a song on the same day. That group entered the rankings and took its first win for their song that week, while BTS were left out of the rankings entirely. December 2019. JTBC reported that BTS went against their own agency and planned to file a lawsuit against Big Hit Entertainment. Big Hit pulled out receipts and released a lengthy statement on behalf of Big Hit Entertainment, BTS, and the members' families. They called the media company's journalism practices into question, stating, "We have not only the video that JTBC used for the first report, but also the CCTV video that recorded the footage of the journalist breaking into our company." December 2019. MBC is accused of abusing their power to purposely prevent other groups under Big Hit Entertainment from appearing at their year-end show, after BTS chose to appear on the US's NBC New Year's Rockin' Eve countdown in New York City instead of NBC's year-end program. According to Osen, multiple industry sources shared,
All of these like companies and like festivals and like these TV stations like discriminating against BTS like just as a group is just it's so strange to me because that is like so unprofessional, like from like music shows and from like places that are supposed to not care. It's just kind of like mind-blowing to me that they would care enough to do this stuff. I honestly don't understand it.
Since October, when BTS's side told MBC that BTS would not be appearing on NBC's year-end music festival, it has been difficult for singers associated with Big Hit Entertainment to appear on NBC. It is already an openly known fact in the industry. January 2020. For 29 years, the Seoul Music Awards only had one grand prize, also known as a Daesang. But in 2020, they created a second Daesang for digital music. BTS won the Daesang for physical music only, even though their stats proved that they should have also gotten the Daesang for digital music as well. BTS did not appear in person to accept the award and has only sent in video acceptance speeches since. July 2020, Naver, the Google of South Korea, reportedly invested over $80 million into another entertainment company after losing out on profits from BTS, who chose to hold an online concert through Weverse, a mobile app and web platform developed by Big Hit Entertainment. BTS earned at least $21 million in ticket revenue, according to an analyst at securities firm.
$21 million?
He stated, Naver lost BTS, the most popular IP of K-pop, and must have felt the need to invest in entertainment to form a stable relationship. Since 2017, fans have noticed that South Korean platforms such as Naver and media journalists were ignoring and downplaying BTS's achievements. Popular websites hardly posted anything about them, nor did they feature BTS on their front pages. Music critic Kim Young-dae and popular political commentator Kim Oh-jun recently discussed this issue.
그 뉴스의 크기에 비해서 국내 기사는 상대적으로 적다는 인상을 내가 항상 받았거든. BTS는 그 버금갈 정도의 현상을 지속적으로 만들었는데 거기에 비하자면 아주 수량이 좀 적다. 호들갑 떨기 그렇게 좋아하는 이
why would you not want to report
미디어들이 왜 이럴까?
such a massacre?
궁금증이 평소에 있었거든. 연결되는 이야기예요. 기사들이 일단
BTS의 성공은 이제 어느 정도 보도가 돼요. 그러면 우리가 흔히 알고 있는 소위 대형 기획사의 아이돌이 그것보다 사실은 못 미치는 어떤 활약을 보였을 때 미디어에 보도되는 양이나 그 커버되는 범위를 보시면 확연히 차이가 납니다. 굉장히 좀 재밌는 부분이고 이번 그래미 같은 경우 어떻게 들어가냐면 주요 부문에서 등극에 실패했다라고
Instead of
한다든지.
saying like this is where they made it, saying they didn't make this. Again, that is insane to me that you wouldn't choose to celebrate the success of BTS because BTS is massive, like worldwide, and like I don't think it's inaccurate at all to say like that they have like personally like even if you know nothing about K-pop, like at least here in the US from my personal experience, like you know BTS, like you can know absolutely nothing about K-pop, nothing about Korean culture or anything at all, and you know who BTS is, and like that is absolutely insane, like the reach that they have and like what they've done for the industry in that regard. Like you can't deny the impact that they have had. So to try to downplay their success instead of celebrating everything they've done for the industry is just, it's mind-blowing to me because it's so like counterintuitive. It's so strange.
여러 가지 이유 중에 이거 하나가 중요하다고 생각해요. 뭐냐면 BTS라는 이 현상, BTS의 미국에서의 성공, BTS의 세계적인 열풍 자체가 제도권의 시스템을 거치지 않았다는 거예요. 그래서 이 제도권을 점하고 있는 그 언론일 수도 있고 뭐 프로모터일 수도 있고 음반 회사일 수도 있죠. 이 사람들이 보기에 썩 납득이 가.
Okay, so like they're saying, because I was wondering like why in the world like they would ever like choose to downplay their success so much, but I guess from the perspective that like they didn't go through the big companies, they didn't go through all of this, the usual stuff that you have to go through to get big. You know, they were like pushed down by a lot of media. They weren't like their performances were cut off, like all of the things that they've gone through so far. Like in this video that I've seen, like they went through all of that. And they still became the biggest group in K-pop. So to see a group can get that big, I guess without going through the big companies, without being backed by the system and backed by these institutions, it's kind of like almost threatening to them that like BTS showed that you don't have to have all of that to make it if you like really have, if you have it. And they definitely do.
가지 않고
It's almost like bitterness on the part of
자기
the
힘이 입증이
system.
안 되는 거지 그렇게 되면.
그렇습니다.
점하고 있는 위치에서 자기 영향력이라는 게 있는데 이걸 다 거치지 않고 성공해 버렸으니까
Right.
제 존재 이유가
Okay,
없어지는 거 아니에요. 그런 맥락에서는
December 2020. For the last few years, BTS has been the face of political discourse on the revisions of South Korea's mandatory military service. Even though BTS and their company have not spoken about wanting postponement or exemptions, and have insisted that they will serve when called upon. In August 2018, all major South Korean entertainment companies held a meeting to discuss petitioning the government to revise the law to allow K-pop performers to be exempt from service, in addition to the top
Interesting.
artists, musicians, and athletes that already qualify. Big Hit Entertainment was not among the agencies, but BTS was used as the leading example for this revision. On December
so
22,
strange.
2020, the Ministry of National Defense announced that a revision has been made, effective June 23, 2021, where popular culture artists can postpone their enlistment until age 30. With the requirements that the individuals must have been recommended as recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit, one of the highest national honors given to artists in South Korea. In April 2021, 26 agencies led by the Korean...
So I don't want to speak too much on like the whole enlistment thing because that is something that I don't know a lot about. But it's ridiculous that these companies are getting like annoyed like at BTS that this law, like that this postponement law was instated because they weren't even the ones who were petitioning for it. And like this is what was decided was, you know, grounds for being able to postpone service. Like BTS didn't have an involvement in that. Big Hit did not have an involvement in that. And people are, you know, the other agencies are mad at them anyways.
Music Content Association filed a written objection against the revision, stating that the new law is both unrealistic and unfair. March 2021. BTS was nominated for the Best Duo Group Performance at the Grammys, which was announced during the online pre-show instead of the primetime ceremony, as it usually was in previous years. Unfortunately, they didn't take home the award, but what made fans even more upset was that the Grammys used BTS as ratings bait, teasing that BTS's performance would be quote-unquote up next, but were actually placed as the second to last performance during the 3.5-hour broadcast, and only given the time to perform an abridged performance of their song. A former managing editor for the Grammy Awards website spoke out the next day about the Recording Academy and how it pushed back on featuring BTS. But BTS...
I can understand why it leaves a very bad taste in like fans' mouths that that the Grammys would use them to, you know, obviously like pull people in to watch the Grammys, and obviously because it's known like how much pull like armies have like on the internet and everywhere, like all around the world, like how much like clout they have and how much they can like and how dedicated they are, that they would use that dedication for their own gain when BTS didn't even win the award and then performed a abridged version of a song, which is, you know, not very much. I'm not exactly sure how much promotion they did featuring BTS, but I can imagine that it was a lot, because I think I do remember it, and everyone was talking about them like being at the Grammys and being nominated for a Grammy. So that they actually didn't have a lot to do with it is, yeah, that's kind of underhanded. I'm not a big fan of the Grammys or any award shows in general, to be honest, especially here in America. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm happy when the artists that I like win awards, but I don't rely on it because I don't think it's a genuine measure of success. I am not a big fan of the Grammys.
Live stream of the band celebrating after the event has so far garnered more than 13 million views, compared to the 8.8 million viewers who tuned into the Grammy.
Oh my god.
March 2021.
That is insane.
Tops
like,
released the Garbage Pail Kids Shammy Awards illustration and cards. Unlike the other artists who were featured, BTS was depicted as being brutalized and beaten up by a Grammy trophy inside a whack-a-mole. This isn't the first time BTS has been shunned, put down, or bullied. In February 2021, a German radio station host made racist remarks about BTS, comparing them to COVID-19, and voiced his hopes that there will be a vaccine against BTS soon. He openly cursed at them for covering a Coldplay song and said that BTS deserves a 20-year vacation in North Korea. Halsey, Max, Lau,
Holy
Stevie Aoki,
shit.
and more artists slammed the radio station's racism and xenophobia. The host and station maintains that it was just a joke, and that
it was just a joke. I absolutely hate that sentence. I don't understand the need that some people have to put something down just because it's popular, because like I have seen that a lot with a lot of things, even like artists that I like, that it becomes almost like socially acceptable and like encouraged to make fun of something just because it's super popular and because you don't understand it. And like, not gonna lie, it took me a while to get into K-pop. Obviously, I only just actually got into K-pop this year, which is why I'm here on this channel. The perception of K-pop, like here in the US, and I'm sure like in maybe like in other countries, I can only speak on the US, is not necessarily very positive. There are a lot of people who make it almost like a personality trait to like make fun of K-pop for some reason, and everything they say is always like completely baseless and like all generalizations, and a lot of the things they say really border on like honestly just racism. And like, it took me a while to get, because I genuinely thought that I would get made fun of for liking K-pop, and yeah, people do. Like when I say I like K-pop or I talk about it, people are like, oh, okay, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. If you want to live with that resentment and those like nasty little feelings, you can. Like, I'm just over here liking something. Like, I'm definitely not the one in the wrong here. And the thing is, it's like, you don't have to like K-pop. Like, you don't have to listen to K-pop. But like, as far as like this case of like this radio presenter here, like, what are the odds that he has actually listened to BTS or given BTS or K-pop in general even the slightest chance? That's pretty low. It's pretty low that he has actually tried, because he's saying like this is his personal opinion of taste, regardless of the band's origin and cultural background. But I highly doubt that it is genuinely that he just doesn't like their music. The odds that that is the reason that he said what he said are just minuscule. Because most people do not listen to something or give it a chance. They don't care. They just want to make fun of it. And they just want to be patted on the back for disliking something that so many people love.
folks are too
Which is
sensitive.
Just
During Zach Sang's show, a member
thing to
named Liam from a boy band called Forever in Your Mind made these comments.
I agree that they're a boy band, but at the same time, it's like I feel like it's like a different, like they belong in a different genre on their own, because I feel like there still needs to be like a European or an American boy band to be at the top, and I think BTS can just live in their own. They're BTS. They don't, you know what I mean?
Nah, but they're like
I don't think that they're gonna.
so crazy. It's
Dude,
insane.
and it's
global. I'm a fan. They're really good.
I like them. They're good dancers. I can't get behind it. I don't understand what they're saying.
I got it.
I just.
Oh my god. Like I said, some people, when they talk about K-pop, it's literally just racism. Like, I don't know who this band is. I don't know who I've never heard of them before. Why does there need to be, like, I'll just address, like, what he's saying, like, try to be a little objective about it. Why does there need to be an American boy band on top? If an American boy band is not successful enough in the global sphere to compete with, like, other groups, like, what's the point? Like, why do you need to be at the top? Why does BTS need to be eliminated for you as competition? Like, they're popular. They're doing something right, clearly. I don't know why people have such a difficult time understanding that. And it really just comes across as, like, all these people who, like, put them down, like, that radio announcer, especially this guy right here, this band, it's like, it just comes across as bitterness. And, like, that's really, really kind of sad, a little bit pathetic. Like, I'm not gonna attack these guys. Like, their statements stand on their own as a criticism in and of itself. Like, who's taking this seriously? You should be working at your craft. You should be working at your music, at your reach, at your careers. If you feel like someone else is doing better than you and they should be eliminated for you as competition because of that, like, that is not the right idea to have at all. And the fact that this is the only time, like, personally, I'm very involved in music. I am very involved in a lot of things, especially in the pop sphere. Like, I know a lot, like, as far as American music goes. I've never heard of this band. So if the only time that I'm hearing about this band is when they are criticizing BTS and acting bitter that they're not as successful, like, I do not have a very good opinion of that. And, like, this is coming from someone, like, I am not, like, I absolutely appreciate BTS. Like, you guys know that. Like, I genuinely do. But I'm not, like, a, like, years-long, like, die-hard, like, BTS stan. Like, this is genuinely just coming from someone who is observing the situation objectively and saying, like, this is dumb. It's just, it's so sad. BTS has a crazy, insane fan base because they've earned it. And if you cared to look into it for even like 10 minutes, you would understand that. And as far as that, I don't understand what they're saying. And again, it's like, this is your personal taste. Like, and I'm not saying that you have to be able to listen to music in another language, because I do know some people who genuinely feel as though they can't engage with music that's in another language. I think a lot of people actually can, they just don't know it. They haven't really given it a chance. But I do understand that because I love to sing along to music personally. It's very sad to me when I can't. And there will be times where, like, I'll listen to K-pop, and there will be times that I listen to, like, American music, like, in English because I want to sing along. But I don't think that that is a valid criticism of someone singing in their own native language. Like, why are you saying that like it's something that's bad? And, like, again, it just shows this, like, very, like, internal, like, almost, it's just very, very ethnocentric to be like, what, it's not in English, like, what's up with that? It's like, it's in another language. It's not everything has to cater directly to you. Again, like I said, I love to sing along to music, and it really did bother me about K-pop in the beginning, but I just hum. I sing, like, the words that I do know, and it's not nearly as big of a deal for me as I used to think it would be, because I used to think that I wouldn't like it as much because it wasn't in English, but I found that it honestly barely bothers me anymore.
I don't even know what to call them, boys or girls, because I don't know what they are. Look at these people. Look at this one. I don't know which one he is. Look at those highlights. Those chunky Tony and Guy mall salon highlights. And the contact lenses. You are an Asian man. You don't need to look like a girl named Ashley.
When I first heard something Korean had exploded in America,
This is just pissing me off. And again, I said this earlier in the video, but the whole, like, oh my god, they look like girls thing is so ridiculous. It's so stupid because every, like American, like, actor or musician is wearing makeup. Every single one of your male favorite musicians is wearing makeup. Like, even the manliest man in some action movie, you know, in Hollywood is still wearing makeup.
To look like a girl named Ashley.
when I first heard something Korean had exploded in America, I got worried.
I don't know. I think they look very nice.
Oh! That is not what you were saying during the break!
How did this become a thing in Western culture where all these
grown men and little girls are off to little K-pop boys.
喐校，要經係校，要經係幾多嘢好嘅，要經係幾多遊戲，要經係好嘅喎。有咩管呢？
A senior editor from The Economist said, "Please no," after BTS was announced as speakers at the 75th UN General Assembly. She quickly tried to backtrack, claiming it was a joke. This led to Stefan
It was
Pollard.
taken the wrong way, apologies. It was taken exactly the way that you meant it.
A British journalist to tweet this, and Anne Hegarty, a television personality, responding with, "All this about a little Korean boy band that's fundamentally not important?" So when BTS was named Entertainer of the Year by Time magazine soon
Rightfully
after,
so.
RM said, "We're not sure if we've actually earned respect, but one thing is for sure is that people feel like, okay, this is not just some kind of syndrome or phenomenon. These little boys from Korea are doing this." BTS have always been outspoken about the
That's insane. Again, like how insanely big they've gotten, and still like to this day, like how disrespected they are. Honestly, like I said earlier, it's so much like bitterness and like jealousy and like disbelief. Like a group like BTS can come from another country, another culture, and still connect so intensely with people like all around the world, and like people don't understand it, so they feel the need to bring it down. They feel the need to talk shit about them for no reason because they don't understand it. And I can't. Even like I even see that again, like I've seen it myself, like I've seen it in like American pop like music discussion spaces. Like I've seen the people saying like whenever there's an announcement of BTS like hitting some wild sales number, like all the comments are like, yeah, like their fans are just bulk buying the albums, like it's not real. Like why is it that just because a music artist like has a fan base that is dedicated enough to buy multiple albums, why is that a bad thing? Why is that viewed as cheating when someone has enough fans that love their music enough to do that? I don't understand why. Because, like, obviously, like, you know, I've participated. Here's 3 different versions of Stray Kids' latest album. I and many people enjoy collecting things. And, like, obviously, like, you guys know this, but, like, albums in K-pop, it's not just the CD. It's, like, everything that comes along with it. It's the posters, it's the photo cards, it's everything in it. It's, like, a little merch bundle. And, like, there's nothing stopping Western artists from doing that as well. Like, Western artists have been doing that for years as well. Like they've caught on. They've been like, okay, we can sell more albums this way. Like I've bought similar merch bundles from Western artists. So why is it that's not being labeled as cheating when those artists get achievements based on sales? But when BTS does it, or when a K-pop group does it, it's because their fans are bulk buying albums and they don't actually deserve it. I mean, I think we all know the answer, but
the injustice of racial discrimination.
There it is.
In
There's
the
the
summer
answer.
of 2020, they used their platform and proudly announced their support for Black Lives Matter and donated $1 million to the organization.
Wow.
With the recent rise and visibility of atrocities against Asians, BTS released a statement on their Twitter standing in solidarity once again. These are just a few of the countless examples of mistreatment, racism, and xenophobia that BTS has been encountering around the world throughout their storied career. It will more than likely be a continued uphill battle. As artists of color who are constantly breaking records and barriers, amassing fans and growing in popularity around the globe, hostility and jealousy will come easily from those not afforded the luxury of such a strong and dedicated fan base. As fans who are cognizant of their journey and understand that their popularity comes from their sincerity and talents, ARMYs have a tendency to be protective, and sometimes overly so. If only because of the awareness of what BTS and ARMY are up against when fighting for fair representation.
That was an incredible video, like genuinely. I really do like, because as much as I like completely understand why armies get so like so passionate about defending BTS, I do think sometimes it goes a little far, and like stick around, just wait, I'll explain it. Only in the sense that when you come on too strong and start attacking people, like they are not going to change their minds about BTS. Like there is a point at which it gets kind of counterproductive how supportive armies are. And like that isn't to say that anyone should stop fighting, like you absolutely should. It just sucks that there are some that take it a little that there are like some, like a minority that take it a little too far. But obviously the majority of the blame is not on BTS, it's not on armies, it's on the people who are so close-minded that that they just cannot understand or even bother to look into why these groups are so successful. Especially BTS, because like so many of the criticisms that people have against BTS is just the perception that they were just created in an industry and just pushed and just like easily found all the success. And obviously if you look into them for any like the shortest period of time, like you can see that that's not true. But so few people actually want to learn and actually want to know the facts. They just want to hate on something that's popular just to get likes on the internet. I think I've certainly done enough talking in this video. This is going to be an absolute bitch to edit, but I really genuinely enjoy doing these videos. Sometimes I do get scared doing music video reactions because like I feel such a responsibility to do these videos justice that it can be intimidating to like come into it like not knowing anything. But when I do these videos, like the people that watch these videos, like they're really like true fans, and I see that in my comments, and I'm super grateful to all of the support that I have found from armies in my last few videos. I am very I deeply admire you guys and your dedication to BTS, and I completely understand why. Obviously, like I said, like I'm not like I haven't even been getting into them for that long, but I understand it. And like I get angry like on their behalf, so I can't imagine like what it's like to have followed them for years. Yeah, that is gonna be about it for today. If you want to check out some of my other BTS videos, if you haven't already, they will be up in the cards. I will be checking out more music videos, more content. I have a bunch of music videos on my list, so if you guys have any recommendations for more content like this, like especially like maybe some like personality content, some like variety content that you guys really want to see me react to, I would love to do that. Like I said, I love doing these more like casual sit down, like watch with me videos, because like talking to you guys in the comments and reading all your comments is really my favorite part about doing this. So yeah, that is it for today. Hopefully I will see you guys in the next video, and yeah, bye.